Hi, everybody. It's been a long time since we did Friends Drinking Beer, it feels like.
Friends Drinking Beer.
So I'm Lisa.
I'm Keith.
Venus. Our roving reporter is back.
You remember that Venus, right?
Oh, well.
Okay. So Venus, our lovely roving reporter from Pendruid, which is all the way on the other side of America, East Coast, brought back beer from Pendruid.
Big beer.
Yeah, so
Great big
it might get a little insane by minute 55. Excuse me while I cough. Okay, we have cherries, plums, and raspberries.
Oh,
So,
cherries.
so do we do it by the weight of the fruit?
Because that would be raspberries first?
Yeah.
Okay. And then cherries
Then
and plums.
plums.
See, and I want to go plum, raspberry, cherry because the plum is the lighter fruit.
Oh.
And then the raspberries and then the cherries are the darker. So I'm going from the color of the fruit.
It sounds like there's science involved, so we should do that.
Yeah, you think? Okay. All right. Because we're so scientific.
I've never had any of the beers.
We are so scientific. Neither have I. So this is new for both of us. Venus is our expert. Okay. So, Venus, while I'm opening this, please regale our viewers with
tell the story about
how you met these lovely men and women. I'm making assumptions here about who's working at Pendruid.
But say it with the accent of where you're from.
Yeah. See, this is now listen, y'all. Okay. So this is what I should have called Mama before we got on here, because when I talk to Mama or anyone from back home, my twang starts to come out a little bit, and suddenly people realize I'm not.
Okay, here
you
go.
From Oregon.
Apparently,
so Jennings, Van, and Lane Carney are three brothers from Rappahannock County, which is this tiny little place in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains, base of Shenandoah National Park, pretty much where Northern Virginia stops and country starts. It's beautiful. It's lovely. My family has been there for 300 years. And I believe Carney family has been there quite a bit of time as well.
Sorry,
did you get it?
We're just having a little bit of drama.
This is exciting. See,
like the music and bomb, like that's it.
Yeah.
We're still alive.
Okay.
All right. So sorry.
No, I'm just laughing because we haven't even had any yet.
I know.
So just at minute 55, when you're like, they're so weird and zany. This is minute 2, and we're still already weird and zany.
Already started. Go ahead and smell that. That is lovely.
I highly recommend you look up Pendruid online. They do a much better job of telling their story than I do. And we got a really great interview with Jennings Carney when I was home in June. I am going back home next weekend and have plans to stop by and get some more beer. I don't know if I'll be able to bring any back with me. Getting that beer back here from Virginia is a whole nother story that involves going to the dump. Do you know the story?
I don't.
No,
Tell the story.
Well, hold on one
We
second.
should have the beer first.
Hold on one second. Okay, so what we are drinking is called Spontaneous Plums. Blued. Wow.
Minute 2,
Totally
people.
sober.
Minute
Totally
2.
sober.
Not had any alcohol since yesterday. Okay. Brewed in the traditional spontaneous method, made with malt raw wheat from the farm at Sunnyside, aged hops, our well water, and wood fired. This is a blend 18-month spontaneous beer conditioned on plums. Alcohol by volume 7.5%. Bottle conditioned, brewed and packed by Pendruid Brewing. 3863 Sperryville Pike, Sperryville, Virginia. I know I was supposed to say Sperryville.
But that's all right.
I know.
Y'all ain't from around here. It's okay.
Yeah. Virginia. Okay. And it was bottled on 7/23 is what I'm assuming that little handwritten date is. Not that it's bottle 7 of 23.
No, they had quite a few more than 23.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll put it on the box, but I don't know.
Because if you put
it's so far away.
I can hold my beer right here.
Yeah. Just
no, you can put it on the box.
Okay, fine. But if that box collapses.
Here I was about to get all sappy because I didn't read the back. The Sunnyside Farms you're talking about?
Uh-huh.
That's a farm my family started like 300 years ago. We don't own it anymore, but
Cheers!
it
But
feels like
that's
a big
how
old
family,
collaboration.
how close
Is
and
it
oriented.
down the road?
Just a
piece
ways.
from
Just a
Spurville
ways. About, broad as a country mile.
by the holler.
It is in
Oh
Holler.
my gosh.
It's down Harris Holler. Anyway, okay, we'll talk about that later, yeah.
So totally farmhouse style. I'm getting.
Wow.
Is that their claim? Farmhouse.
All spontaneous. So
Brewing is farmhouse.
yeah,
Woo.
I know it is.
So
it's got a
good.
bite and it's got some fruit,
Yeah,
and
but
it's
you get
beautiful.
you get the plums though.
Really beautiful color.
I
So
just want to drink it and drink it.
now I also made an assumption. I have fruit trees on our property, and we do have plum trees, but we have yellow and red. I'm assuming by this color, this is not a yellow plum. This is a red plum that they conditioned on. I made the assumption it would be yellow. So, oh well.
Oh, so your scientific color scheme.
Color scheme. But we'll see. We'll see if we go darker and heavier. But yeah, it's still, oh
Eventually we will.
my gosh. Oh, Grace.
Just leave that right
Grace.
there.
We're just, you put it down. We're not picking it up.
You think this helps you poop?
Because it's plums?
Or is that prunes?
Well,
That's
technically,
Prunes have the more
plums.
reputation.
Oh, excuse me. Apparently, it's time to feed the dogs. Well, I don't know. But hey, if it has medicinal properties that we are unaware, I'm sure, right?
We will take.
We'll report back.
We will be taking advantage of them whether we know it or not.
Okay, I'm really loving the color.
I know.
And it's got a smoothness to it. Like,
I think I was so
sit back
busy
and
smelling
drink
the cork I didn't smell the actual beer.
It was
But
very, very low fizz. So there's not a lot of, what's that, the technical term?
Effervescence?
Effervescence. But, I mean, Karen would call this a very soury beer.
I think it's tart though. I mean,
Yeah, it's not.
I get the
not sour.
fruit. I don't get like sour with the little fruit flavor. I get the fruit.
No, it's definitely fruity. But
that's what's reminding me of a cider. It's like there's a part of it that's very drinkable like a cider. It goes down very easy because of that juice.
Those people who say, those people.
Those.
Who say,
All of y'all.
Say like, I don't like beer. Oh, you drink hard cider? Yeah. You could trick them this. I mean, not that you want to be the It's like, drink this cider. It's beer. But you could do that. Because this is, like I said, that's why I immediately thought like farmhouse style. Because it's a beer, but like you said, it's not very fizzy. And it's mostly about the flavor. Yeah. It leans more towards cider to me.
You get a lot more of the fruit.
Yeah, it's really, and it said it was conditioned on top of plums. I don't know how, of the 18 months that it was,
how long
it was actually sitting on the plums, but
okay,
however long it was, they did good.
I need to write down a list of interview questions for December when I go back. So in December, if you happen to be in Sperryville or in the vicinity, you should go to Sperryville.
There you go.
Boxing Day. Well, I was trying to say it in a way that more people could understand, but Sperryville, Sperryville. Great place to visit. Already enough people live in there. Thank you very much.
I will be your Ebonics champion.
Oh dear.
What she said was.
Tell it. Lordy. Testify. Lord of mercy. Okay, so I've been told that on December 26th they do a Boxing Day festival special. So I will be there Boxing Day.
Fun.
We should get a list of questions together. Not that they won't be so busy.
Right.
Oh, I'll have to do like a professional thing. I don't know. I have to tell you, the Easter celebration in the spring was so good. The food was good. The beer was good. They had a bunch of other breweries from the
Is that when you sang?
area. No, that was at a different place.
Okay.
So I got a list of places to go now.
So what's the quintessential Spurville food dish? That's authentic, that part of Virginia.
So, well, now you got a lot of different options. So it's funny. I've had two people tell me this week when they asked me where I was from, I said I'm from Virginia. And they said, "Oh, huh? That I didn't think Virginia was in the South." Thank you for the laughter, because as someone who was raised in Virginia, we were very much in the South, my friends, and I can tell you why, but we don't need to go there. That's not this show. I mean, this isn't that show. And yes, we were in the South. So we have a lot of the Southern things I grew up with, like greens with good old country ham. And when we say country ham, we mean like salty, cured in salt country ham. Calhoun's in Culpeper, Virginia. Go there and get your ham. If you don't
Virginia
have
baked
it,
ham, right?
Oh,
yes,
absolutely.
but you want the salty kind. But Virginia baked ham, Smithfield does a nice job. Anyway, so ham biscuits. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna dish a little, spill a little tea, y'all. A little Rappahannock tea here. So, my mama and daddy were born back in the day. No, yeah, it does. So my mom and daddy were married in 1974, and in 1974. There were probably limited catering options in Rappahannock, but one of the catering options in Rappahannock was this lovely couple of boys who ran a catering business that later became the Inn at Little Washington, which is a 5-star, 5-diamond Michelin Lahoosie. Look it up. It's amazing. I can't afford to go there, but some people can, and they throw a real great Christmas party. So if you like food and fine dining and like the ultimate experience, I hear they provide it and can get in. I hear they provide it.
You might want to make your reservations now.
Yeah. And so, but back then they were just a couple of guys doing some catering. And so my parents hired them to cater the wedding. 2 funny stories from that. One of the things that they prepared for the wedding was a liver mousse pate that my older brothers thought was chocolate pudding.
Oh,
Enough said. Oops. But the other part that's really related to this is that ham biscuits were not part of their catering menu at the time. I'm sure since then they have been served at the Inn of Little Washington, because now it's kind of avant-garde and ooh la la. Right. Let's go bougie back to the basics of what people lived on. But ham biscuits were kind of a requirement for Virginia Spurl wedding, and so my family made ham biscuits for my parents' wedding, and it kind of became a tradition that in my family, often the night before the wedding, someone makes ham biscuits, or a group of people get together and make ham biscuits. And so ham biscuits was salty country Virginia ham.
Well, for the people that don't know, ham biscuits, is this like a biscuit with chunks of ham in it, or because I'm picturing slider, like a big old thick cut of Virginia baked ham, and in between a biscuit like a slider.
Yes, that sounds good, but no. So these are biscuits, like probably not big fluffy biscuits that you cover in sausage gravy. These are small, like tea biscuits almost. Okay. And I keep doing this. I don't know if you guys can see. Smaller than an apple, as far as biscuit size goes. Circumference-wise, smaller than an apple. Okay. Maybe even half that size. They're angel biscuits is what Aunt MM used to make. That's what she called them. You take your little biscuits. You can make whatever size you want, but the smaller one means you get to eat more of them, I think was the whole point of making them small. You slice them in half and you put a little butter on there. I like the salted butter, but do whatever you like. Put a little butter on there, and then you put ham. And I think
in it or on it?
Between the layers.
Okay.
So it is a slider.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm picturing a slider.
It's not a big, thick piece. It's thinly shaved pieces. The thinner, the better. And Granny Reed used to say, you need to cut your ham so thin you can read your newspaper through it.
That was Arby's before Arby's.
Right? So you have to get your knife real sharp.
Do you know what Arby's is? Or what it stands for?
Roast beef?
Roast beef.
I love it.
RB.
That's
right. You know what my dad used to call horsey sauce?
What?
Trigger sauce.
Trigger sauce?
You know
because trigger.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, that dates us a little bit.
So I'm trying to picture this. So the little biscuits, ham in between. I got the butter. Is that it?
And that's it.
So it's just your basic Spurl slider. But they call them ham biscuits.
It's salty. And it's not as thick of a meat slice as
no, you said like
real thin and then layered. But you get that salty, hits the cream of the butter, and then these fluffy white biscuits.
Probably wouldn't even notice if there's not any cheese in there because you got the creaminess of the butter.
Yeah, we won't. Cheese takes away from the ham.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
But butter makes it better.
I have a dream to make sweet potato biscuits with that ham that I cooked in the Wrap House Reserve.
That won't get you kicked out of Spurville, will it?
No.
Well, I'm going to serve them here on the West Coast. Are you
Right.
kidding?
Probably
Or,
not, though.
no,
It was
I probably
still
could
good.
get away with it because Spurville has actually become quite. Now, I've, again, lived on the West Coast here for about 20 years, and there's been a lot going on in Spurville since I've been there. But every time I go back, I'm impressed that there's some cool new thing that I thought only I knew about, or I didn't realize they had. I was joking with Mom about goat yoga because it's a thing. People have done it out here, and my mom has a goat farm. So I was like, "Hey, Mom, side gig, goat yoga." They haven't done that yet, I'm sure. I was talking to someone that trip. They're like, "Oh no, we already have that." Goat yoga? Okay, the West Coast is not ahead of Spurville. I'm just saying they've got a lot of really cool things, really neat stuff going on there. So yeah,
Okay.
nice place to visit. Enough people live there, except for me.
We're going to let Venus drink because she has to catch up. So, yesterday, Keith says, do we have 3 Pendruid beers that we can drink for this Friends Drinking Beer episode? I think we're on episode 13. Anyway, I replied, yes, we do. And then we texted back and forth about something else, and I replied at one point, oh, I better put the beers in the fridge so they're chilled for drinking while we record. And then proceeded to spend the next 15 minutes trying to remember the super safe space that I put these 3 beers.
Oh.
I searched every beer over here.
You lost
I
them.
checked the fridge. I checked my inventory. Because I knew you had brought them. I saw them. I knew they were in this house. Yeah, it took me 15 minutes to find that super safe space. I finally did. And they were in the kitchen and they got in the fridge. But still, it was...
That's terrifying.
I was so not going to text you guys and say,
I did have the beer. There's somewhere.
I kind
don't
of can't
know
find
where.
the beer.
Well, I have held on to the other 3 just in case.
You're
Oh
right.
my gosh. But
you know.
still, that would have just been,
Right.
that would have been nuts if I
Oh.
could not find them. So, anyway,
Yeah,
we
to
did,
myself
found
all the
them. It's all good. Here they are.
And they're cold.
And they're
And
cold.
they're
Yes, they
good.
went into the fridge last night. Yeah, they're really fun.
Very drinkable.
So, but yes, I haven't forgotten that you have to tell the story of why you had to go to the dump to get these beers back to California. But please feel free to drink. And
Tell us
yeah.
the dumb story.
so, well, let her.
love
let her have some.
Y'all, I'll monopolize the whole conversation talking about home.
Well, and let me tell you, I had a dream the other night about Venus and I are very close, and we practically live in each other's houses. So I had a dream the other night about Venus's house, and it had become completely modular. So every thing in the house was movable.
Oh.
And I walked in, and you had moved everything that was absolutely movable into a corner of your living room. And you were standing in this big open space, and you're like, okay, so we're going to move the laundry room over here, and we're going to move the laundry room here, and we're going to move this over here. And I'm standing at the front door of our kitchen going, no, we just moved it.
Because we
I
did.
think that's Brady's trying to tell you something.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I've been working in way too many people's houses. Whoo, boy, I've been doing a lot. But it's really fun.
Was there a parrot in your dream?
No. Stella didn't make an appearance.
Apparently she's
I think
moved
Stella
out.
was buried
Right.
behind all the modular sections.
Not quite sure where to put the parrots.
Lost the beer, lost the parrot.
I know.
What's
Walking into
going on
people.
with your subconscious?
I know. Well, I've just been too busy. I think that's the thing. But that's fine. I love being busy.
But my kitchen looks lovely.
Oh, you're welcome.
So
I know Keith has to stop by and see it.
mm-hmm.
But, oh,
Yeah.
Well,
my
I'll
gosh.
see it when we do the
Yes.
Oh,
We're
yes.
doing our coffee.
Coffee.
brunch, right?
Coffee brunch.
Yeah.
And I think Ken is coming. I hope Ken is coming.
Okay.
Yeah, he's coming.
Okay.
And
He just confirmed the date. He was like, what date is
I
it?
don't know if I'm supposed to bring anything. Did you tell me and I totally forgot?
I need
or
to
did we not?
figure that out. We haven't really.
Okay.
The only thing we decided was that it was going to be brunch Maybe different kinds of coffee, and there will be like a waffle bar.
And our friend
right.
Andrea is going to barista for us. She's going to bring her syrups and make all the fancy goodness.
And beer. There will be beer.
And there, of course, will be beer.
Oh my gosh.
There must be beer. And there'll be Bailey's and Kahlua because that's how my sweetie likes his coffee.
So I'm going to have to challenge Andrea to come up with a coffee that I like, because I don't drink coffee because I don't like the taste of coffee.
Neither does Lisa.
Yeah. What a shame.
But there has been a good friend of mine who, she could be a barista. Coffee is her religion. Not just, everybody loves coffee. It is her religion. And Valerie, down from Brookings, one time presented me with like, oh, you're going to like this coffee. I'm like, I don't like coffee. And I tasted it waiting for that little bitterness kick. I'm like, why is this good? She goes, oh, that's a light roast.
Oh. Okay.
I go, and?
Okay, my fingers are cramped.
I'm like,
I did what I could.
She's like, no, like, people that do the dark roast, that's more of the bitter flavor. So like light roast, I go, this whole time, people have been giving me bad tasting coffee on purpose.
Just to piss you off.
Apparently.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
I feel violated.
Oh.
Hey,
So there is a decent tasting coffee, but I want to see if...
light roast. Okay.
Yeah, Andrea can since I'm a barista.
I'll see if I can get some light roast from the coffee roasters in Spurville. They have a coffee roasters in Spurville.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
All right.
Okay. Oh, we need a drink because you guys are opening the next one.
Oh, it'll be a
that's
while.
Okay.
I know. Seriously.
I'm over here
I
struggling.
just remembered
They
the
cork
first
these
part
bottles
of the
big
story.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
But this is why this is good, though, that they do that, because they traveled across country in a plane. So, but there's a backstory to the story. And the backstory to the story is, anytime Nigel and I go anywhere, we try to go to the local thrift store, Oxfam, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they have really great deals on things, right? So when we were visiting his family in California,
Well, do you want me to take over?
they had an excess of feijoas, which are these amazing fruit that you can't buy. You just have to know someone who grows them.
What are they called?
Feijoas. Oh my God,
They're New Zealand.
oh,
What's
they're
up with Joe?
it's a type of guava.
Yeah.
Like fruit.
And they sell them. If you can find them in the grocery store, they usually sell them as like strawberry kiwi something.
Yeah,
They don't call them feijoas.
They call them something else. Or
But
pineapple
they're-
guava is another name. I've
Yeah,
heard of
pineapple
them.
guava. That's it. Yeah.
But they're really great. So we needed to bring some home on plane. And so we were in the Savers in Redwood City, and they had this little suitcase, which was a hard shelf suitcase, but it was a small little kid suitcase. I know you're like, giving
Stop watching me struggle.
I'm so sorry.
It's kind of fun. Anyway, I'm providing the soundtrack to the struggle. I just
I know,
realized
I
it's
know.
really fun.
It's pretty
So I need to speak a little more dramatically because it's a soundtrack. Hello. So we get this cute little Barbie doll suitcase, and it holds the fruit perfectly. It doesn't get crushed. We're like, this is brilliant. We should remember anytime we need to ship something home to go to a thrift store and get a secondhand suitcase. It's great. So fast forward to our trip in June, we have 6 bottles of Pendruid that we need to get home from Virginia on an airplane. And so we're like, well, there is a ladies' auxiliary, but there really isn't a thrift store in Spurville or Rappahannock County.
What?
I know. We're getting there. We'll get there. Maybe we need that next.
Walmart?
But because they have the ladies' auxiliary and the rescue squad and stuff has their own thrift store. It's a whole
It's
thing.
coming.
Okay. So
Try not to
they
break it.
have a dump. They have the Flatwood Center, which if you are in Rappahannock and you have not connected with Flatwood Momo James on Facebook, you need to, because he makes the most hilarious videos about stuff people bring into the dump. And one of the cool things they have at the dump is a sharing shack. And there's a backstory to that, which I could tell you to try and distract you from the man behind the curtain here, but we probably should just move forward. So the sharing shack is where people bring things that they don't need anymore, that they would probably donate to a Goodwill or St. Vinny's or thrift store of some sort, but we don't have those really. So,
pliers.
right? Like,
Pay attention to the story.
Okay, so sorry.
he has made a little progress. It's
I
out
know.
about like 3 millimeters. Anyway, so we go
Coming.
to the Sharon Shack, and there is no secondhand suitcase for us to find. But there is a broken igloo cooler designed to hold a 6-pack of very tall bottles. So my husband grabbed that hard cooler with a place for wheels. It didn't have wheels. And being the man that he is, took a recycled inner tube from a bicycle tire and strapped that sucker closed. And those bottles made it from DC all the way to Portland with no problem at all.
So I broke the cork.
I feel like there's a euphemism or some conclusion we're supposed to make about your character. But
I'm getting the corkscrew, yes. Yes.
Which one is it that's difficult? Is it the raspberry or the cherry?
The raspberry.
Oh, of course.
Spontaneous raspberries. Too bad the cork isn't spontaneous.
Well, I mean, could you shake it up enough to make it spontaneous? Does it work that way? I know with champagne,
You shouldn't shake things that explode.
Well, we're going to shit all over us. I mean, really. Okay, that also feels a bit like a challenge. I don't know, man.
So many times I want to shake people.
Oh, okay, I see where you're saying now. Mm-hmm.
But you can't.
You can't.
They don't let you.
Not a second time anyway.
Right.
Where
Oh, no.
is...
That was good. No spit take.
Not at all. See, I'm still concentrating on this messed up cork that I didn't hear the story about the dump.
Oh, okay, there's a sharing shack at the dump. The reason there's a sharing shack at the dump is back in the day, we didn't have a dump. We just had a couple dumpsters down a couple hollers in the county. And you took your trash to that dumpster at that part of the county where you lived. But we're a resource for people. Why throw away something that somebody else could use? Again, very few thrift stores, only a couple auxiliary, right? So people would just leave stuff right outside the dumpsters. And either there were folks there who had hooks on big long poles and they would fish stuff out of the dumpster. And sometimes if you drop something in by mistake, they'd fish it out for you. Great people.
But no bodies though, right?
No, you leave those in the dumpster. Shh, come on. The hooks weren't that big. Anyway, so they'd leave the stuff outside the dumpsters for people to take, right? Like you got an old recliner, you don't want it, somebody else. So you could go to the dump and come home with stuff too. Really fun. Free stuff.
Because it was outside the dumpster.
Yeah, people wouldn't throw it in because they knew it was still usable. So if it was outside the dumpster, you knew it was fair game. And then there were people who had the poles and the hooks who could fish stuff out of the dumpster. Like if you didn't really know that you could leave stuff out, you might just throw it away on accident or I don't know. Anyway, people throw stuff away that other people find. Trash, treasure, you know the whole thing.
It's not dumpster diving if you don't have to go in.
Kind of take some of the fun out of it.
Right.
I mean, that's a whole nother segment of the show. So when they realized that all of these lovely dumpsters, there were only a couple in the county, but a couple of them were right next to water sources, which is not great. These were old dumpsters with no lining. They didn't go on big trucks.
Might have been lead-based.
It was not very good for the headwaters. And Rappahannock is the headwaters. Our county, Rappahannock County, is the headwaters of the Rappahannock River.
How do the three-eyed fish taste?
Lord, honey, you put enough Tabasco and cornmeal on something, you'll be fine. Sausage gravy for the win. Anyway, moving on. So when they closed all those down because they weren't, and they centralized it all into the Flatwood Center near Spurville, between Spurville and Washington. There's another story. They did a wonderful thing, which I think not every place does, and they took into consideration the culture of the community that used the dump. And the culture of the community was, we don't want to throw things away that other people in our community could use. And so they built a shack, and they asked the community what they should call this little shed. They call it the Sharon Shed or the Sharon Shack, whatever.
So not Sharon.
Not Sharon, like
sharing.
But sharing. Sharing. But if you're from South, you can say Sharon.
I can't find my corkscrew. I don't know what.
You have a beautiful bar back there.
I know. Well, everybody just saw me go open every drawer in there. Okay.
We need a corkscrew delivery.
Try opening that and see if you can get that one.
Okay.
I'll keep looking, but I don't.
A screw and a pair of pliers, right? And you screw it down and you pry it open.
Yeah. Here, I'll.
See what if you're MacGyver.
My husband is butter. Nigel.
All right, this time I'm not going to use my teeth. That's what she said.
Break things off in you. This just doesn't get any better.
Sometimes the jokes just write themselves.
They do. But I found some really good stuff. I found one of my favorite authors, Louise Penny. She writes a series of Inspector Gamache from Quebec, Canada.
Was that in the Sharon?
There was a large print, brand new hard copy of that book. No, it wasn't large print, hard copy. almost. I've hit the age where a large print book is an exciting thing.
Yeah.
Oh man!
I can see the letters without my
so
readers.
great.
Oh, yeah, and I have a separate pair of glasses.
I should have
for
been
the
using
computer.
my shirt the whole time. Watch this.
I don't know if I should. I
Don't
watch
look,
this?
don't look down.
Right?
Things are happening.
No, I don't know. Woo!
Voila.
I feel like I should say the inappropriate, obvious joke that when you use your shirt,
Nothing up my sleeve.
gets it off. Oops. Okay.
Meanwhile, Lisa's still on the hunt for the elusive corkscrew.
Woo! Oh, but she's got a screwdriver.
Okay.
Oh, and she got it open.
All right.
Got
So
it
we don't
open.
have to go out of order.
Okay,
That's right.
fantastic.
Note to self: use my shirt.
Okay, hey, that's a smart thing to do. All right.
So in December, I think we'll
Best
take
month of the year.
the cooler because it's his birthday month. We're gonna try and bring back the stout. The stout, was so good in March, and it was like 17%. Amazing.
Oh wow, that's
It was one of those like, can you share this with me and two friends because we all have to drive home. So that's what I did.
there's some for
Thank
you.
Okay.
So this is the cherry, right?
No, this is the raspberry.
Oh, raspberry.
Yeah.
Look at
So
that prettiness.
same exact. They use the same label for all of them, and you just see the name
You have
change.
to read.
And I believe
Okay, hold on. Let me get back in frame.
this is the
Terrible
signet of
filming
their
happened.
family. This is their family signet or crest of some sort.
Yeah, probably.
So it'll say on the website.
Okay. Does it say? Spontaneous raspberries. Brewed in the traditional spontaneous method, made with malt, raw wheat from the farm at Sunnyside, aged hops, our well water, and wood fired. That is a very old style of making beer, firing it with wood. I don't know what they're doing if they're heating the mash that way. So anyway, conditioned on raspberries. Also bottled 723. Raspberry ale 7%. So this is less. Hey, I guess we should have gone by percentage. Anyway, all right. So yes, same bat station, same bat channel, just a different fruit. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. This one's definitely cloudier, but it's almost the same color.
It's different. So
Oh, you can definitely tell it's a different
Whoa.
fruit.
Raspberry goodness.
tart, but a little bit more crisp.
Yeah, not as tart as the plum.
So a tad lighter, I'd say.
Yeah, I would say as well.
There's a sweetness that feels like it comes in at the end.
Yeah.
for me.
So yeah, ooh. So but you can definitely tell you're drinking two different beers. They have a different scent. They have a different taste. Everything's
So
the
as
bottle may be the same. What's
fruits
in them is
go,
different.
I anticipated, this is my first time having Pendruid beer, but once I heard the flavors, I thought like, oh, I'll probably like raspberries the best because I like raspberries better than plums, and I'm really not into cherry at all. Unless
that's gonna be interesting.
Unless they're Rainier cherries. But
Oh, interesting.
I love all things raspberry ever since being a child, but I almost like the flavor because it's maybe sweeter or deeper with the plum.
Huh. Interesting.
I mean, it's still good. I mean, it's
Yeah,
still light, still.
Mm-hmm.
Does it seem like this is more fizzy, effervescent?
It's a little more effervescent.
That's because you used your teeth.
Good one.
I bring the fizz.
You bring the
Because there was struggle for this beer. Is that-
So good.
So in other beer news, we had our first meeting last night of our beer book club.
How was
And
it?
It was really fun. We decided not to increase the chapters, so we're still on chapter 1. So anyway, it's tasting beer. Don't ask me the author's name because the book is in the back of the house. But it was published in 2009. And use your words, Lisa. So much information. Ninkasi is a goddess
Oh,
who just happened to be overlooking the harvest and beer.
That's fabulous.
Right? Isn't that really cool? And one of the founders of Dogfish Head Brewery writes the foreword.
Okay, cool.
So that's really nice, kind of a local tie-in. And the one thing he didn't get into, because it's just a very quick overview of, here's where we know, and wine was in this region, pretty much everywhere else. Beer was, the prevalent drink, and, the history. So a couple of times he mentions the German purity laws. So, and I've
Are they
heard
still
of those.
talking about beer?
Yes. Yes. Right. Sorry. I know I'm falling for your hat.
You know I wasn't the only one thinking it.
You're the only one who said it. Oh, gosh.
The German purity laws.
Yes.
Do tell.
Well, that's the thing. He didn't, and it's probably, because I'm sure you can write a whole book about that and what they, what you had to put in the beer and what you couldn't put in the beer. But
So regulations.
Different, absolutely regulations, I'm sure. But the different spices that were used and what World War II or World War I and Prohibition did to the reputation of beer. And so things I never thought of.
And this is just in the first chapter?
First chapter, yeah, it's great. We're really having fun with it. So, and one of the first pages it says, "Don't you dare start reading this book without a beer in your hand." We
Suddenly
like this
I like
book.
this book.
Yeah, we like this
Gives
book
you
a lot.
instructions. You have a beer? Put the book down. Put it down.
Drink the beer first and then come back and read the book. But anyway, so we had fun last night talking about it, and we went to Silver Falls Brewery.
How was that?
It's nice. Their space is beautiful.
Okay.
And they have a number of styles. So Karen was very happy. They had 4 or 5 different, but very different IPAs. So lots of different flavors. They had, and they're definitely Bavaria and German tradition. So they had
couple
beer. And they had their darks were,
they're like Marzens.
Marzen. Yeah, I don't know if they had a Marzen on tap, but
doubles, triples.
You know that doubles and triples are more recent. They're newer than other styles. So anyway, but they're still coming off of summer. So they had Pilsner and a good red. I really liked the red. They had 2 different flavored wheat beers. They had raspberry wheat beer and blackberry wheat beer.
Oh.
So yeah, so we have a new location in Eugene. They're not from Eugene. This is their second location. They're from a little north of here. But anyway, so yay! So new beers to try out and taste. And
what's the name?
Silver Falls.
Silver Falls. Okay.
Yeah, so it's right across the street from the old Stillhead building, which is now the new steakhouse.
Right. So it's the.
So it's right there.
Oh, so it's not at the Tap and Growler. I thought it was going to be where the Tap and Growler used to be.
I think. Well, if the Tap and Growler was right across the street from Steelhead, then yes,
it is because it's right next to
Cork.
Okay.
We'll just Google it, okay?
Yeah,
right.
It's all good. But local talk, because guess what? We're local and we support our local beers.
Yes.
And so should you, even if they're in Spurville. Yeah. Especially if they're in Spurville.
If you don't get around to Virginia.
But they probably have some beer wherever you are.
I'm going to, oh gosh, I don't want to say it. I'm so sorry I brought it up.
Oh, and she says that knowing that neither one of us are really going to let that slide.
I know. Keith, plug your ears. I'm going to be in Newport this weekend.
What's wrong with Newport?
Because then you start bitching and complaining that you haven't been invited to Newport yet.
I should. And now it's documented.
Ginny, Brent, I'm so sorry.
It's documented.
I'm so sorry.
There's proof.
So
this is going to be published.
Anyway. No, wait a minute.
Have you been to Newport?
We all have a standing invitation, right?
Yes, absolutely. Whoa. It's just been.
That's weird that we all haven't been there. That's weird. Because I love Newport.
This will be our first time going to Newport.
I feel like you and I should go. You and me. We should go.
So, Anyway,
But not this weekend because they're going this weekend.
Right.
yeah.
And not next weekend because I'm going to Pendruid next weekend.
Maybe the weekend after when they're in Hawaii. Okay. So anyway, I don't know.
We can house it
Leave
for
the
them
key
while they're
underneath the
in
mat.
Yeah, pretty much.
Can send you
So-
pictures
This
of
is
your
why she
place.
didn't want to start the
But
new
the
part
reason-
conversation.
The reason I brought that up is because maybe if I remember, I'll do a little roving reporter from Rogue.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's a great
Yeah,
idea.
so that might be fun.
Oh, I like that.
So, because we like Rogue. They're one of our good local breweries. We have so many. They're just.
And there's also, was it the Newport Brewing? Is that what it is?
Oh, I think there is. But
Yeah.
I don't, we will have to go investigate.
I know. We have to go spend a week in a Newport. And just...
Have you guys ever done a Friends Drinking Beer episode from a location? Excuse me. Like.
No, just a few reels.
You know-
from the warehouse.
You know why we don't, though, is we don't think of doing a whole episode just because, well, two reasons. Number one, because it's so loud. And if we were this, like,
Mhm.
people
Yeah,
would
sound.
hear
We
us.
want to at least.
And number two, the lovely brewers and owners who talk with us, they don't have time to spend the whole hour. So that's why we want to start doing more roving reporters. Because then we do like, hey, just talk to me for like 3 or 5 minutes or 10 minutes. I mean, yours is classic. That was good. But, so we
Some
get
of
that-
us
we
set
get
the
that
bar.
there. So we post those a little bit more
I'm
often.
sure if we were down at Ale Song and we asked to go into the barrel room and we could do it from there.
Oh, we could.
Especially
And that might be fun to do it the weekend after they release,
The release?
And then and then taste all the releases because basically Ale Song gets 4 of these a year, so we can taste all the beers and talk about them. So anyway, but yeah, so I'm looking forward to going to Rogue and.
Who also has
tasting
really good clam chowder.
Oh, my husband's a clam chowder fiend. He will try anybody's clam chowder.
Oh, their food is
now need to
underrated.
go.
Their food is underrated. You can get blue balls.
What? Blue?
I paused for effect.
Like
I wasn't going to respond in any way, shape, or form.
Meatballs with blue cheese in them. Oh, yeah. You bite into it, it's just melty blue cheese. Oh, my God.
Hey, have you been to the new, it's not new, it's new to us, the biscuit and gravy place on Main Street in Springfield?
No, isn't it called just like biscuits or something?
Something biscuits, yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
Is it good?
it's so good.
I
And
hear
it's
good things about it.
2 meals.
Okay, game on.
So I don't know what she does.
At least
I don't know
eating
what she
once,
does
that's
to
it.
her potatoes. They come out. There's cheddar cheese in them because they come out orange, and they are so tasty. And
So is it like a menu of all
Yes.
different kinds of biscuits, gravy,
Right.
or like a regular brick?
so the
breakfast menu with a
biscuit
bunch
and the
of-
gravy are always the same. So she
Okay.
has biscuit and gravy, and then the eggs come with most of the dishes. She says we recommend sunny side up, and you can see her. She's making them, and then she sticks them in the big oven. There's a huge oven, so that they bake a little bit. But I'm sure if you asked for your eggs some other way, she would make them some other way.
Oh, no.
But then you can get sausage, bacon. Her bacon's quarters that cut. It's so thick, and so there's oh yeah. So there's different, and then you can get ones. So it's basically variations on the theme. Oh boy, we've been there twice.
It's good. Gotta find out.
We've been there twice.
I've heard I don't know what
really
the title
good.
is, but there's biscuits in it.
Yeah, and it's right. It's right on the street. It's on the right hand side when you're going down the main street. So anyway, if you're local, go tell the lovely people that work there that Friends Drinking Beer sent you to eat biscuits. They don't serve any alcohol though because they're a breakfast place and they're not a brunch. So no mimosas, but
No beer mimosas.
no beer mimosa. I know. I like beer. I like Micheladas, but sometimes they're too spicy.
You need to tell somebody to dial it back.
I know, but
It's
I
like
do
a
like
Bloody
I
Mary.
do
You
like
get it
making
how-
it. I know.
Yeah.
I do like having beer mixed in with other things. Sometimes it's really fun.
Best Michelada I ever had at Cotton's Borough.
Oh my gosh.
Do you know who
Roads
made
lead
it?
to
I
Sparrow.
do. It was this wonderful family. Oh, are they from El Salvador, Guatemala? I don't know. They're from where you make those for real.
Right.
And they made me one for real.
You know,
And I
like,
wasn't
oh,
expecting, and they said, you should try this. And I said, all right, I will. Do you like it? And I was like, yeah, I really like it. Well, why don't you take that one? I'll go make myself another one. So, when someone gives up your drink, the drink itself becomes that much tastier.
right.
But it was
Because
really
I made
good
this
anyway.
how I would have it.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, it was so good. And not too spicy. Just enough to
Just a little bite.
heighten,
I've never made one. What goes in it? Is it like it's the same mix as a Bloody Mary? I don't know.
Well, they put tajin on the rim of this one. Tajin.
Tajin.
That yummy stuff
Mm-hmm.
on the rim. Not good in a Dutch Bros Rebel, by the way. So you
That's
know.
not a good combination.
Great in a Michelet, not good in an energy drink.
Because I see them like pre-made in a can, but I feel like that's not fresh.
This is
I'm
not.
not
They're
like
tomato. Tomato juice.
It's
and beer
and some people argue whether it should be that clamato with clams, which I'm not really.
See, I would try that because like I had a Caesar, which people told me like don't have it. You hate tomato, you wouldn't like it. I had a Caesar, I'm like that's good. So maybe so a Caesar is exactly the same thing as a Bloody Mary. Instead of tomato juice, they do it with clamato.
Oh.
That's the only difference. But the thing is that it looks like just a slightly cloudier version.
Don't make me pokey. Don't make me get the screwdriver. Lord.
Oh boy. Oh Lord.
Oh, deviled eggs. We ate a lot of deviled eggs. Collard greens, ham.
So tell me this
Fried
down
chicken,
in
mashed potatoes,
Spurville. So a place
gravy.
that's fancy and known for its country ham. Wouldn't it stand to reason that they'd have really good bacon? I mean, it's a different part of the pig.
And
Poor pigs.
So here's the thing. You can go and get all of those yummy things at the grocery store, and we do because that's what we can afford. However, if you're real lucky and you live in the holler, you're going to know someone who butchers their own pigs. And then you do them a solid and you get some of their bacon. And that, my friend, is the best bacon ever.
Fresh bacon.
That's the good stuff. And we always knew it was fall when so-and-so down the holler started butchering pigs. Like, oh, yeah, it's cold snaps come for real. Because you don't butcher pigs if it's not good and cold for several days. Did y'all know that?
I did not know that.
Well, that's different.
To me, bacon is year-round.
Bacon is year-round.
It doesn't have a season.
But it's good for seasoning. Dun, dun. Always in your collard greens. Gotta get a little fat back in the collard greens. Y'all know what fat back is, I
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Watching you were educated.
Oh, jeez. We're so educated.
You're good when you know somebody whose nickname is Fatback.
Word. Did they have pig's feet at your Quickie Mart when you was growing up?
I didn't grow up in Virginia.
Okay, so apparently that's the one. You could go to the local corner store or Quickie Mart. We did have those. And you got jars of pickled pig's feet and pickled eggs. And hot mama sausages. Oh, man.
Is it making you hungry?
I can taste it. And fireballs. Ooh, all the heat's coming back now. We had a candy. Okay. Many people who are younger than me probably won't know what I'm talking about. But we had a candy counter at the store that was our bus stop in the general store. And when I say candy counter, it was a glass top counter with a glass top case on top so you could like get in there and look.
But not breathe in the candy.
No, then you fog up the glass and you can't see what's available. That's rude.
Was it all hard candy?
Most of it. The chocolate and stuff was elsewhere. Most of this was hard candy. And that's where your fireballs were and your everlasting gobstoppers. You could fit in.
Yep.
That's what makes them
Jawbreakers.
But it was just, as a little kid, it was like a whole counter of candy. And it was right there, just you and this thin piece of melted sand. It's just sand.
You can see it.
You're just this close. All you need is a nickel or a penny.
Were you ever present when somebody like licked the glass?
Other than myself.
See how easy that was? Do you see how easy that was?
Sets me right up.
Sets me right up. Learning.
I had a friend who licked the glass.
Never.
I do remember when sales tax hit. That was a sad day. Couldn't get as many pieces of candy for your quarter. That's true.
Yeah, I know.
quarter had to go a lot longer way.
But if you bought them in nickel increments, you just had to go in and out of the store 5 times, and you didn't pay the sales tax. We figured that out right quick.
You want 25 cents? No,
Nope.
5 cents. That'll be all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Weren't you here 10 minutes ago?
Nope.
No, that was someone else.
I have a sister.
Perhaps my twin.
Yes.
Who's wearing
my
the same shirt? Yes.
Yes.
Mom dresses us alike.
Come back in with that.
Hey.
All you did was take your glasses off. That's all you did. I don't know. This is my first time.
Worked for
being in
Superman.
There. That's
I mean,
right.
come on.
Oh, different person. Oh, who are you?
I'm Clark. My name is Clark.
You look kind of strange. You open your corks with your teeth, don't you?
What you do with Superman?
Oh, Lord.
I don't know what I'm doing here.
This is good stuff. Okay. I like the raspberries.
All right.
We did plums. We did
Ken
raspberries.
likes the plums better than the raspberries. All right. There you go,
My
sir.
brother did.
I did. I heard that, but I missed it. Because I just
She just called me Ken.
Ken.
She
I'm so
did.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
Also documented.
Yeah.
Going to Newport, they all look alike. 2 for 2. Next beer.
Have we ever told you that?
Token black friend.
We're 2 steps away from you
Token
people.
black friend.
It's coming.
Okay, but the
It's
time I
coming.
saw Ken in the parking lot at Ale Song on 5th Street from behind and was like, God, that looks like Keith. Girl, you think the one black man you know looks like every black man you see? That's not cool. And it was your brother.
I want
So-
you to look Holly, my sister-in-law, in the eye and
From the
say,
back.
from behind.
I have not checked
I
out
thought
y'all's
that ass
behind
looked like
nearly
Keith's.
enough. So now I need to check out your behind.
I want to see the look. Well, apparently you have, when you said, oh, that's him all the way.
I did not look closely enough.
I don't know what to do.
If this
I
is
It's
not,
the same damn conversation every time.
I feel like he's asking me to look at his butt.
I said up here.
That's what you.
Not see the dimensions of my ass.
Oh my god.
She's regretting entirely this whole idea.
No, I want to see that. I want to see the look on Holly's
Together.
face. Like, yeah, I was walking behind your husband. I thought it was Keith.
Well, suddenly now I'm like picturing Holly and I standing there, like, okay, Keith, Ken, turn around. Okay, now turn around. Now bend over. Like, just inspecting you
I
guys.
have gained a lot
I think
of
we
weight,
could do that.
so. Ooh, this is much darker.
Yeah.
I've been looking at you.
Well, there's a front of me you can check out too. It's not all
I'm sorry
It's
to
about
stare
the
at your
caboose.
eyes. You keep telling me to look up here, so I do.
right. You do
So
now.
the one
now that you're
time,
on camera,
Don't know
you
you
do.
from behind because we've never seen it. We're always staring at
Who's
your
that?
eyes.
Who's that coming in?
I don't know. I only know their eyes.
Yeah, booty.
I can see your eyes.
You need to finish up or on the next
Oh,
beer.
dude.
I know. I'm
Lisa's
almost done.
pacing herself.
Pacing.
It's okay.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe
Dieting sucks fucking ass. Losing weight is great. Dieting sucks.
Here,
Anyone
here.
out there dieting? I feel you. I'm right there with you. Oh my gosh.
To those who are not eating as much as they'd like, we salute
Please
you.
do salute you so much. 'Cause, this morning, it
That includes
8 o'clock. I
intermittent
ate.
fasters.
I just ate because I was so hungry. I was like, I have to eat something.
That's rare for you to eat that early.
I know, but the last thing
What
I
did
ate
you
yesterday
do?
was at 2 o'clock.
So you're right.
So, and I know you did something
Like
probably
18 hours.
physically around the farm.
Oh yeah, woo! I'm running.
So,
I'm up to 6 miles a week.
That's awesome.
see,
Yeah.
so that's the thing. You can't fake out your body. You woke up in the morning, your body's like, the tank's empty.
Well, I woke up this morning, went to the gym, and then yes, absolutely, got hungry.
Yeah,
All right,
Try
I see
that,
what you're saying,
try
though.
that after swimming. You're like,
Yeah, because
stomach thinks your throat's cut.
I definitely have been feeling more tired these days. Although I am working back at the school, and my sweet little carrier monkeys, being the sick carriers that they are,
Teaching burns calories.
it does, and we fight germs because they
Oh.
sneeze on us, and
You're in a petri dish.
yeah, all the
Nightmare.
time.
Oh yeah.
I feel
You have
badly
to
for
be-
Nigel because he doesn't get the direct exposure; he gets
Stamina.
secondary, so he
Secondhand.
gets yeah.
Okay, So I'm not going to read because it's exactly the same. The only thing that is different on this bottle is the name is now Spontaneous Cherries and 7.5%. See, exact same logo, exact same writing. But we are noting that the color is darker. It's clearer than the raspberry. So the raspberry was the cloudiest.
So the darker
and
the
you
berry.
Got the sweet of the juice.
You don't have to be from Spurville to know that.
Yeah, that's true.
But it helps. Because the black raspberries there are amazing.
Ooh.
Wow.
That's
a little bit
Yum.
much deeper.
That is.
I mean, I know you didn't know the order, but we've gone like raspberry, plum, and then this.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I'm glad we did cherries last.
I both do and don't want to cook with this. Like, can you imagine the yummy granita this would make?
Oh.
But I don't want to.
You can't show my brother that episode. He's going to be like, all right, bring back a bottle for you and a bottle for what we're going to cook with. You know he'd say that, right?
He and I did plot before I went home last time on what I was going to bring back and how much was going to be for him.
So if you drink this, it's good, but this has a whole hell of a lot of potential.
Yeah.
This cherries. This is one I want to bring back again. Like I should take the 3 that I have and just store them and see how they age.
Oh yeah, they'll age.
Because this is
amazingly well.
Okay, sorry.
Because there's so much depth in these. Now from the Block 15, the framboise that we drank on here and then also drank as a pairing for the last video. I bought 2 bottles for the pairing dinner and we only used 1.
Oh.
What?
So that means I've got that framboise sitting and yummy, yummy.
And it's all yummy,
yummy. And it's gonna that thing's gonna age. That thing's gonna turn into sherry. It's gonna be so amazing.
Just don't lose it.
I sent. Did I posted it on our thread that the day I got the hair up my butt and totally redid my inventory.
I need to do mine again.
Oh lordy.
So are you happy with the order? Do you feel more organized with your inventory?
Yes, and because I do it on a spreadsheet, I can sort it by year and by name and the whole bit. But I now have them in the boxes by year.
Oh,
so 2020 to 2021, and then so each year is represented. And then I printed out my spreadsheet and cut it up and taped this section.
Nice.
To the box of the so 12 for every 12 bottle 12 rows or however many rows if I have doubles is now taped to the box, so now I know what's in
so organized.
Yeah, well, sometimes when you're I did that because I was so sick. I was bored.
You were sick for a week?
I was so my husband for the longest time thought I was just an aberrant because I would have the flu and be sick for 2 days, and if I had a cold, it was less than 2 days. But this time, whatever hit me, 5 days.
Karma.
That was nuts. I know. I did like 3 years of illnesses in 1 week.
All in one. Make up for it.
So that's why I'm still coughing every once in a while because, it got me. But I never coughed when I was sick. That was the weird part.
Only on the
It was so crazy. And no, I didn't have COVID, so I still think I'm COVID free. I'm still fit to. So knock on
better out than in.
Because we're going for our flu and COVID shots, I think next week. So, and one of my gym buddies got hers yesterday, so she's in the gym today going, ow, 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 because she got they do one in each arm.
Yeah, they don't do the same arm.
So
last time I was at the doctor's office, I have a new primary care physician. Long story, not going to go into it. I have one.
Woohoo! Yay!
Yay! So we're going through the thing, and she's doing her thing. New patient, yada yada. And she's like, want to check in with you about vaccinations? And I was like, I'm all in. And she said, okay. Well,
she's ready for you to argue,
right? And I'm like, no, that's good. Well, okay, so you're not ready for the shingles yet because you're only 49. I was like, okay, but when am I 50? Okay, great. Because I have a friend who in her late 30s, early 40s got shingles. And it sucks so
you can get it young.
hard.
Right.
And you can get vaccinated for it.
Yeah, I know.
So I
Brent
was
and
like,
I
when
both
can
got
I go?
vaccinated
When can I,
for.
like, get me? I'm ready. I'm a big believer, especially as an adult. My body is grown.
Surrounded
my immune
by
system
kids.
is good. Surrounded by kids who lick
Little
the walls
petri
and then lick
dishes.
me. I mean,
The thing to know is that you have to wait either 6 or 8 weeks between the 2 shots, and that's the thing that you just have to kind of plan for. So you have a window, but you just have to make sure you make the appointment, and you're not going to be out of town. Because if you miss the window, you have to start.
see, that's good to know.
So yeah,
Because it's a 1-2.
right. It's a 1-2, and I don't think either Brent or I had a reaction to it. So yeah, it's not as vaccines go. It's not, and neither one of us had a reaction to either our flu or our COVID last year. So
But I have not even gotten the sore shoulder. I've been really fortunate.
oh, I
with
get a
vaccines.
my arm gets really sore, but that's fine. It's doing its job.
Yeah, I mean, and that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it hurts there, actually, I remember during COVID reading this little tidbit that the way your body works with vaccinations is that they test the spot where you were vaccinated. There are actually more white blood cells there than in your body because your body remembers where it got shot, where it got infected on your body, and it posts more little soldiers at that spot for future reference. This shoulder gets shot a lot, so we're just going to keep a whole little military base right there.
Funny and
The
cute.
more you
Isn't
know.
that awesome? Your body is amazing.
Oh, the rainbow over your head.
Do, do, do,
The more
do.
you know, the more you know.
Did you just become LeVar Burton?
I think I did.
Dude, okay, I'm going to track tangent all in one. We're gonna put the beer down.
Go.
Okay.
It's easy for you to
Have
say.
you, okay, one of the most poignant things I've ever seen LeVar Burton do as far as acting goes is in this bizarre little thing, the FX show Clippers. It was about the LA Clippers, and Lawrence Fishburne played the coach of the LA Clippers. You guys remember when the LA Clippers had that whole...
I saw the advertisement, but I haven't watched it though.
And the
Did you
owner
watch
was,
it?
I did. I was
it good?
fascinated. It was good, and one of my
So
favorite...
Ed O'Neill is
parts.
the owner.
Yeah, and he did
Al
an
Bundy.
amazing job. Al Bundy,
Yeah.
the dude who played Al Bundy, plays the owner of the Clippers, who didn't think he was racist, but boy, if you listen to the things he said, you're like,
Well, any of us. Oh,
we have
wow.
different definitions of that word, I think. You and
I
everyone
own
on the
you.
planet.
You don't own me.
No. But there's a part, I didn't realize LeVar Burton was in it, and there's a part where he is talking with Lawrence Fishburne, who's playing the coach, and they're talking about their experiences as black men, and that's all I really want to tell you about it, because I want you to go watch it.
Yeah, don't spoil
This
it.
conversation, I think it doesn't matter what skin you're in, you're going to come away with something from that conversation. It's towards the end of the show, so it's like the 3rd or 4th episode, or 4th or 5th, I can't remember how many, but they're having this conversation in the sauna. Because that's where they're both in the same condo complex, and they share a sauna, or they both share the same gym or whatever. But they have this fabulous conversations in the sauna, and it's so powerful, and it's so poignant. And I just highly recommend you go watch, even if you only get the steam box is the word I'm coming up with. Sauna!
The sauna scene. You
The
gotta
sauna
see it.
scenes. There are a couple of them, but everyone was poignant, and the last 2 were just like, whoa! I don't even remember how I got there. Go watch it.
Well, I love
Amazing.
Lawrence Fishburne anyway. Is it on Hulu?
Yes,
Hulu.
Hulu. Which I have with my Disney Plus package, and when I look at those 2 together, I'm like, Disney, happy, joyful, nature, Hulu, true life crime drama. Maybe it's just me, but like,
No. There's a shift. If you pull up the little menu for Disney, you're like, I didn't know that this was on Disney now. So there's a shift.
Woo!
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, those Nature Animal Planet documentaries, that's harder than any true crime thing on Hulu. When a mama lion and a baby lion are separated, that's right there. We can't watch them at my house anymore. I'm not kidding. Y'all, you think
Got
I'm
box of
joking.
tissues.
I'm happy to watch all the serial killer dramas you want. I listen to true crime podcasts, but you put on Animal Planet and the mama and the baby are separated, I thought it'd be okay if I watched ocean ones, right? Okay, I can't handle fluffy animals. Let's go to oceans. They're scales, right? Except you forget about sea otters. Sea otters. Mama sea otter over here, baby sea otter over here. Great big blue whale in the middle. crying. Venus is
Yeah, it's blood
fast
on the
forward,
water.
fast
Blood
forward,
on the
fast
water.
forward. Okay, they're back together. We can never watch this channel again, Nigel. Never, ever, ever, never.
That's bad. Wait until you watch the polar bear one.
No, I will not.
I don't even.
Dude, the first
They're
2
killers.
minutes of Up. The first 2 minutes of Up. Have you seen Up?
I haven't.
What? You want to talk about tissues? First 2 minutes.
Oh, that is one of the best movies in all the world.
So
I guess
good.
I need to see it.
The best.
Is it
movies.
still on Disney?
Oh yeah.
No, I don't know.
No.
I haven't watched it.
Oh,
But Moana's one I can do without sobbing too much. Beauty and the Beast, where the dad. Oh, that one's a little hard right there. When Belle
Oh
and
my
her
God,
father.
you
get
and
back.
Brent.
So
Yeah.
So hot take. I offend a lot of people by this.
Okay.
I actually liked Raya and the Last Dragon more than Moana.
I did too.
I liked
seen
it better. Like I
I
understand the
love
whole
Last
story of
Dragon,
Moana. I love it. I
haven't
love the
seen it.
grandmother. But you watch Raya and the Last Dragon. I'm like, this is
Raya
I like
and the
it.
Last Dragon?
yeah Raya, Raya.
Mm.
Yeah,
And it's voiced by
Is it anime?
yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
it's animation, and it's
And then-
voiced by oh, I love her, and I can't
I
remember.
can't remember.
Okay.
You can look it up.
Oh,
She was in Crazy Rich Asians,
Mm.
like the cousin or something. And once I say
It's not
her name-
Aquafina.
Aquafina, yes,
Mm.
Aquafina is she is one of the voices in Raya.
Underrated. She's so great.
She's so good. I love her.
Was it you who told me that Data, the actor who played Data, saw Crazy Rich Asians and felt like he could have a career again, and that's what brought him out of back
No.
into acting?
No way, really?
That's what I heard
Huh.
somewhere.
Hmm.
I thought it was from you, apparently.
No, Brent Spiner. Yeah, I've seen him. He's been popping up in all kinds of things.
Dr. Jones. Yeah, that and
Oh no, that's
Pictures of Power.
You mean Short Round?
short
Round.
round. Yeah.
Right.
Okie dokie, Dr. Jones.
Okie dokie,
Yeah.
Dr. Jones.
So
Yeah,
Data.
that's who I meant.
But Brent Spiner's also been
Not Brent
showing
Spiner.
up in a bunch of stuff. Yeah. Oh, and the interview with him on Armchair Expert is just the most heartwarming story in all the world, because he's this lovely young kid who's never acted. Spielberg took care and continues to take care of the actors that were young, that he basically shepherded. So, you know,
So the industry doesn't
so
eat them up. And
I don't remember
turn them
Short
into-
Round's name in real life. So Short Round,
One
Christmas present every year from Steven, and
Oh,
phone
wow.
calls and this,
won an
So-
Oscar for everything all at
all
once.
months,
I
all
need
the
to see
time.
that. I haven't seen
Oh,
it
you
yet.
haven't seen it?
Oh, it's
You watch it, you're
crazy.
like, I don't know why this one. You're like, oh, I get it.
It's
Yeah, it's-
crazy,
Yeah.
and you have to watch it. Like, I need to go back and watch it again.
Yeah,
because
you can watch it a
time
couple
folding in
times
on itself
and
and doing some
catch
crazy
something that you missed
things.
the
And,
first time.
But
Yeah, it's
Nigel
really
will
cool.
love it.
yeah,
That
it's
sounds like an us
really
kind of
cool.
movie. Okay.
But
I like that.
he, you know, he then did Goonies,
Mhm.
right? And Goonies, I love Goonies, even though some parts of it are just like the timeline doesn't work.
Well, they're
properly.
corny and it's
The
but
whole-
it's iconic
It's-
though.
but it's such a cute movie, but then he has been coordinating for stunts and training people how to do certain types of choreography for years. And he met his wife over in Asia, and they have a lovely family. And yeah, so she at one point he just made the decision that he needed to. He hadn't fulfilled this dream of acting, and then look what happens. He's in that movie, and he's in Loki. Oh my gosh, I love his role in Loki. So anyway,
What
Yeah,
does
Loki,
he do
Loki
in
was a good
Loki?
series.
oh,
You
so
haven't seen
it's-
all of Loki?
yeah,
I've seen
it's
any of Loki.
Oh, so there's 3 seasons?
3 seasons of Loki.
Yeah, you gotta
now.
watch it. It's
And it's because Marvel
Loki
and Disney
Thor?
did all
Yeah.
these spin-offs, and so it's it's
and
a
each
spin-off
season is
of
different.
yeah.
Like I went in that not expecting
Mhm.
much
Mhm.
because I wasn't a fan of WandaVision. But then you saw
Wow, then you're not going to want to watch the one because they just came out with a new 3-parter for
I haven't seen it.
oh
What
Agatha.
Happens, Agatha.
No, I want to see that.
Well, Agatha
'Cause
came out on
I
WandaVision.
know, but-
WandaVision is amazing. Don't listen to him. It's so
Haven't
good.
seen it.
Okay, but when you were you not wowed
Rochelle.
when you saw Winter Soldier and who was the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
That was fine. Haven't seen
She's
it.
like, it's fine. That was awesome.
Women.
Haven't seen
Women.
it.
I'm sorry. I'm more on the women's timelines and
It still needs to be good though.
WandaVision is all about grief. And one woman's
Don't tell her
how she deals with grief.
Don't tell her.
And it's just insane.
Yeah, you don't even have to
But then
rewatch
one of the characters that comes out of WandaVision is Agatha. And Agatha, the woman who plays Agatha, is amazing. And now the 3-part is coming out pretty soon. What happens to Agatha after this whole thing? So yeah, so you need to go watch one.
Yeah, and in fact, don't watch Agatha
until you watch WandaVision. And WandaVision, the first 2 episodes, you're like, what the hell is going on here? What? Just
keep going.
Just keep going.
Okay.
It is
that's helpful.
Amazing. Yes. Winter Soldier.
And
Falcon and Winter Soldier is, I think, one of Brent's, of all the Marvel verse, it's in his very top. It is a really, really good movie.
And people say, like, why? And I go, the thing is, all right, we're watching a TV series. And you have series that you love, series like I tried and watched. But when you're watching a series and you forget that you're watching TV, like it captures you like a movie. And as much as there's some people who are divided that say like, oh, I only want to watch 1 episode per week. Other people are like, I couldn't stop. I binge watched the whole thing over the weekend. Sorry, I'm done with the season. Well, now you have to wait a year.
Right.
So you kind of tortured yourself. But I was like this the whole time in Falcon in the Winter Soldier. I'm like, whoever did this, I'm like, it was so well done. It was so well done.
Yeah. No, it's all.
But they still do. You have to realize this. Each one is tied to the Marvel story. So when you watch WandaVision, that is tied to the last Miss Marvel. Mm-hmm. So there's people like, oh, I never watched Miss Marvel because it was like in theaters and gone. Right. I'm just like, you might want to go back and watch it before that series to go like, how does this tie in? Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Only if you want to know some more of the backstory. What Brent did, they have the full timeline. So where each show and movie is in the timeline.
It's almost like a spreadsheet.
You can watch them all in the order. In the order. So even though some of the movies came out before or after, but this way is the exact timeline.
I would prefer to see it that way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll have send you that.
It'll make more sense.
At this point there's 20 movies and 10 TV shows or some crazy amount. I mean, you could start today and you'll finish next year.
That's never going to happen.
Right. And see, that's why a popular series, and now this is old, was Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Because they would have that series, and it was great writing, it was good action, but that you realize, like, oh my God, they're making this to make sure it's not out of order with the movies.
Right.
So if a movie came out, they're like, okay, you got another 2 years. They're like, do an episode based on what happened in the movie. Mm-hmm. So they always made it a point. So to be able to do that and to still be a series that everybody loves is like those writers, like hats off to those writers.
Yeah, that they really adhered well to that. Now, having the multiverse and being able to jump back and forth and blah, 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 it kind of, ties up some of the issues and problems that they created for themselves. But still, you have to keep it all together.
Speaking of Aquafina was in The Ten Rings.
Yeah, we all saw that too.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, and I think next year they're going to come out with a sequel because everybody's like, where's the sequel?
Yeah. So we are at an hour and 14 minutes.
Oh, God.
We've just been.
We went off on a tangent. So this is, for those of you who don't know, this is September. But for October, do you want to do, just because everything within like the next month and a half is geared towards Oktoberfest, do you want to do like Oktoberfest beers?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's do fest beers.
Fest beers.
Whatever.
Pumpkin spice?
Lederhosen?
Let's please not do any pumpkin beers. Please.
Yeah, I've not found one that actually was even
It's
willing to
it's
try.
it's tough. Like out of
And-
every 8 beers of pumpkin beers, like one will be decent. Everybody like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe they're good.
Well,
They're like,
because
oh, I got
now
another
that
5
they've
that are
made an amazing cider, so it's a chai spiced cider.
Oh.
you're more likely. Did you hear that? So you're more likely to find a good tasting pumpkin cider than you will a pumpkin beer.
Because it's more about the spice than pumpkin. Pumpkin has no flavor. It's all about those spices.
Right.
It
So-
Not
does
everybody
have a
likes
flavor.
pumpkin spice.
Yeah,
Just
so
say
now that
pumpkin has a
cider,
flavor.
and then we also, I have Public House had chai beer, chai flavored beer, and that was really good. So
Did we do a
I'm
dark beer
hoping.
with chai?
No, we haven't
didn't?
because they didn't. I haven't found any in bottles yet. And the one,
They had the Rhino Queen one time at Ale Song on the Fifth.
I think
It
that was a
collab,
special.
and it was
Yeah,
it
it
was
was
a collab that had a chai
kind of carbonate. So anyway,
That's so good.
but yeah, so we'll plan to do in honor of this season, absolutely some Oktoberfest style beers.
Yeah, it's
So
That's
the
the
next
scoop,
one, not this
Yeah.
one, but you can drink an Oktoberfest beer while watching this one. But still, for the next time, we'll go ahead and do that.
There will be no
so,
ethnic cleansing.
oh, Jesus, on that sad note. And why do I have friends like him? I don't know.
Because we
I
drink
don't.
beer
That's right.
Oh.
And we're
Together.
friends
and we're friends.
drinking beer.
Beer. Yes, I'm Lisa.
I'm Keith.
And Venus.
And Venus was her name.
Oh,
She's got it.
yeah, baby, she's got
You
it.
better stop it. They're gonna stop
I'm your
tuning out.
Venus. I'm your Sire. What's your desire?
Thinking it.